Welcome back. We're doing a little video on email alerting, and I just wanted to share you my experience of building out this alerting solution, just to give you an idea of how I'm incorporating that into one of my projects. As it's kind of worth knowing when your pipelines are failing, so you can go ahead and triage those issues and go ahead and fix them later. So I'll just give you a quick rundown over what information is being represented here. But we can see we've got an exception here. We're getting a zero division error, and it's happening in our test environment under the hostname desktop. That's the name of this computer, and it happened at this time. Yeah, we've got a link to our Python script, so we know directly where we need to access to find out where the troubleshooting should be occurring. We've also got the Python version, since that's going to be pretty important, especially if the failure was related to your Python version. That is worth understanding. And we've got an error description. So again, we're reiterating that we had a division by zero error. Additionally, we've got a detailed stack trace, which is really handy. So we know precisely where to look in the file. In this case, it's going to be line 64. So we can surgically just go in, troubleshoot that error, and we can go ahead and start fixing it. So that's going to be very handy for a developer coming in. So, how do we get to this point? How do we get to the point where we could send an email autonomously when our pipelines break? What I've done is I've created a Python library, and it's fairly rudimentary, but I just want to give you some insight into how that was built. I'll start off by going into my alerting function file, just to give you an overview. But we'll start off by going for each of the functions, just briefly explaining what all of they do. Starting off with this. Starting off with this format HTML stack. This is taking the stack trace from the error, and we're applying a pigments highlighter over it to give us some code highlighting, to give us some code formatting when we're presenting back the information. And then in addition to highlighting the text, we also wrap that stack trace in a HTML div to make things kind of easier to read and to segment different pieces of information in your email body. So yeah, the easier it is to read, the easier it is to diagnose what's going on in your pipeline. We've also got an originating file error function, and that's going to tell us which file has produced the error. It's going to be easy for us to go into our production environment to figure out which Python script we need to start looking around in. That's very handy. And then we got this base info HTML function, and it's essentially collecting all of the metadata around the failure. So we're starting off with the host name, the Python version, the process that's failed, the path to the Python file, the timestamp in which the error occurred, and then we just roll all of this up into a HTML table to represent all this information in a nice, tidy way. So that's what we got. And then we go to the point where we're building out our email containing the error. And for this, we need to create some kind of subject line, which we've added here. And we're adding in like the environment in which we're running in, the name of the Python file, the high-level error type that's being represented here, and the host name. So this is going to be useful if you're running this script in like a long-living virtual machine. You can go to that long-living virtual machine and go routing for that in a more efficient manner. especially if you have lots of virtual machines up and running, it's better to know which computer you should be going ahead and accessing. So we got that, and we've got this HTML body, and that is going to be representing all of the information combined, including this base info as well as our stack trace, and collectively that's going to give us enough information to precisely troubleshoot what went wrong. And then lastly, we need to configure our email message. So we're sending it from some alerting email account, and we're sending it to the recipients that are interested in finding out about the failure. We've got the subject line constructed, and we've got the HTML body constructed with all the information, including the base info and the stack trace, and that's going to help you with the troubleshooting process. And then we get down here to the point where we want to send out an email message. In order to get this done, we need to have a SMTP host. In this case, is going to be our Gmail server. That's going to be doing our email functionality. For the port number, we're going to be using 587. That's if you want to do like TLS encryption for your email message. I'm not sure if it's different on different email servers. I'm not really sure, but that's something else you can go figure out. And lastly, we need the SMTP user and password. So that's going to be the alerting email address that you want to be sending this through. So once we have all of that configured, we have our SMTP lib. We're opening a context window, and we're starting the TLS encryption for the email message, so no one can intercept what we're sending over the network. And then once we log in through our user and password, we can go ahead and send out that email message. So that's quite nice. And then one last thing, we're going down to the global accept hook, and essentially by default Python has its own error handler, except we want to add in some additional functionality on top of that. And in our case, the feature that we want to add is the ability to send out the email when an error occurs. So how do we do that? We're gonna catch any error that occurs with the exception of keyboard interrupts. And when that error occurs in your Python script, we're going to build out your error email, and then we're going to send it to your respective recipients. And in addition to that, we're also going to print the traceback locally to the standard error, so you can do some local troubleshooting whilst you're building out your pipelines. So you still maintain that default functionality, just with the added feature of sending an email. So that's what we got. And then we got this threading accept hook, and that's also going to catch any background threads that are having errors. So if there's any spurious errors occurring in your Python pipeline, we'll also be catching them and sending them to the global accept hook, so we can also send emails about those background threads if anything spurious occurs. And yeah, that pretty much sums up the entirety of the email alerting library. What I've done is I've created a test script to ensure that we have that email functionality in working order. So I'm going to switch over to my Marimo editor to show you what that looks like. Okay, so we're in our test script now, and we've imported all of our alerting functionality. Marimo doesn't allow you to do an import star, which is quite annoying. So I have to flip this into a more streamlined way at some point, but that's going to be a problem for a future day. So in terms of configuring this alerting system to work, we need a couple of things first. We need a Gmail user and a Gmail secret that so we're able to send out the emails. That's going to be important. And we're setting a series of environmental variables inside our machine. So when we execute the Python script, we'll have all of these environmental variables set, and they can be accessed by any of a function we have on the system. So we don't need to pass things between Python scripts. We can just actually access it directly from the computer itself, which is nice. Probably there's a nicer way of packaging this all up together, but I think this is how we're going to run it for now. In terms of triggering the error manually, what we've done is we've created a 1 divided by 0 situation here, which Python doesn't accept. And hopefully when that error gets caught by this Python script, it's going to trigger that global accept function inside our alerting library and fire off that email back to our email account. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and rerun all the cells, and then we will monitor inside our Gmail account to see whether or not that email gets triggered. So we've got this email come through just now, and we can see which Python script is being executed, the error that was produced, and the host name in which was running that specific Python script. Something that is slightly annoying when you're running this within Maremo is it's going to give you the name of the cell block that had the error inside of it, which might be good, might be bad. We don't really know yet. It's kind of annoying from my perspective because I'd rather understand, what was the name of the Python script, but that's how it is. However, when you run this using the Python interpreter directly, you will get the name of the Python script. So that's not a problem when you're running this in a production setting. And what we'll do is I'll show you how this works in a production environment. So when we're running this in a virtual machine, we want to run it in that environment and see if it still works. Is it still able to send out the email when the failure occurs inside the GCP environment? So what we've done is we've got our alerting function inside our GCS bucket right here. You can see the alerting function here. And yeah, we've got our test email alert Python script here. So we are able to send out our email accordingly. And yeah, we've set up a Cloud Scheduler job here, so we're able to execute that Python script from GCS. We've got our test email alert job here, and the way it works is as long as we've got the correct script name defined here, it's going to take that script from GCS and execute it in a virtual machine environment. And hopefully that is going to be able to trigger out an email back to our personal Gmail account. All right, we're back. Jumping forward in time, had to go do something else, but now we can actually test out the email alerts. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we'll just select this Cloud Scheduler job, and we're going to hit force run, and that's going to bring up our virtual machine, and we're just going to see if the email lands in the inbox. So it's going to take a bit of a while, maybe like 5 minutes or so. I'll probably cut to the point where we get the email, so we'll see in a second. Alright, so you can just see right here, we've just received a email alert, and that was coming from the virtual machine that was running on GCP. So let's have a look inside. So what can we see? We can see the name of the script. So no longer can we see that Marimo cell block. We can see the actual name of the script, which is good. And we got the name of the virtual machine, which is named test email alert, conveniently enough. And yeah, we got the error details. The error happened like a few seconds ago. And we got the stack trace. So everything you need to start triaging all your issues in your pipelines. And yeah, that's all I want to show you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.